Well, hello and good morning. It is 9 o'clock here, Sunday, November the 28th, Central Time here in Southern Alabama. It is a brisk, I don't know what the temperature is. Let's look up the temperature here in Alabama and see what the temperature is. It's 52 degrees. It's a brisk 52 degrees. The trees behind me are in full fall bloom. It's beautiful out, and I've got a good stout cup of coffee here, ready to take on and tackle another coffee talk on YouTube Live here. But welcome, guys, and I am Gabe, your host for these coffee talks. And we like to start these off by just saying, we are a simple story. It's our YouTube channel, and I am the creator for this YouTube channel. We do things like tiny house builds, kayaking, camping, backpacking, knife reviews, torture tests on different kinds of gear, vlogs, trips to different attractions, and all kinds of things as a family. So we are a family, and normally I am flanked by my sons here, or at least one of my sons. But as you notice, I'm all alone today. I'm flying solo because they are all inside. And it is Micah's birthday today. He is turning 5. And so we have a couple boys over for a sleepover. And it's like basically my house is like a frat house right now. In fact, like as I was putting them down to sleep last night, and they were all figuring out where they're gonna sleep and doing that whole, who's sleeping where kind of shuffle. I walk into the room and I'm like, what is that stench? So we got like 5 boys all in the same room. I'm like, what is that smell? It wasn't like a fart smell. It was like something different. It was like something ripe. Like I don't know what it was. And then Noah goes, oh, it's so-and-so's feet. And I was like, what? That is awful. And so we like had him like put his shoes and socks outside. It was just the most awful stench. And there's like other smells that were emanating from the room and stuff. It was funky. But anyways, so it's kind of like I said, living in like a frat house right now. And you may hear them spill out into the back porch and interject into the middle of this video. But that's okay. That's the nature of going on YouTube Live. But I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving. For those who celebrate Thanksgiving here in the United States of America, we had a great Thanksgiving. We celebrated with about 50 people from our church group, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of good laughs and memories. And so yeah, 50 people and lots of food. I hope you guys had a great celebration. If you're just now tuning in to the Coffee Talk, go ahead and type in below where you're watching from. You can just put the country or the state, whatever information you feel comfortable with putting, and I'll be happy to interact with you guys. I want to make sure that I can see your comments too. So one of the things I'm always learning to do here, let's see, all messages are visible. Let's make sure we get that. Okay, cool. So I can see your comments. I can interact with you guys. If you're watching live, go ahead and tell me where you're watching from. Or if you watch this after the fact, if you're watching this 5 years after it gets posted live, I'd love to see where you're watching from as well. I read every single comment on our YouTube channel, and I respond to probably 25% of them. I actually respond to comments. But every single comment that comes in on any video that we've posted in the past 5 years or so, I read that comment. It's a lot of work, but I do it because it's fun. Sometimes it's fun. But today is, like I said, is Micah's birthday, and he is out of the picture today, running around, playing Nerf Wars, doing all kinds of stuff. But yeah, so hey, how's it going? Jim, hey, you were here last week at our coffee talk, and yeah, thank you, Jim. Jim from New Mexico. Hey, I've got a little correction, Jim. I told you wrong. I was so amazed that someone was watching from New Mexico. And I was like, you know what? I've never been to New Mexico. But my mom was watching the coffee talk. And my mom quickly texted me after the end of the coffee talk. And she says, you have been to New Mexico. I took you there as a child. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. She said, we've been to Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. So I stand corrected. I have been to your beautiful state. And I do remember to go into Carlsbad Caverns. And so thank you for tuning in. And it's good to see you again, Jim. Well, I want to do something a little bit different. I'm trying to, these coffee talks are kind of evolving a little bit, and kind of taking on a new form each time I do them, and trying to figure out what do you guys like to see, what do you want to talk about, and what conversations do you want had. As you guys know, announcements for our channel and our family. Yeah, come out here. Micah's looking at me through the back door here. Come out here and say everybody wants to say happy birthday to you. Can you come out here? He's giving me the most sadistic grin through the back door here. Oh, he walked away. Okay, he doesn't. He's camera shy this morning. Anyways, what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, we are about to release day 3 of Noah and I's 9-day adventure from our backyard right here, 135 miles downstream to the coast. And there's a little creek right here that is a glorified drainage ditch, and we put our kayaks in, and like I said, took 9 days. And let's see, Beaver Creek, Newton Creek, Little Choctawhatchee River, Big Choctawhatchee River. We traversed 4 different bodies of water to get to the coast, and we did it in 9 days. And I videoed, kind of journaled each of these days, and day 3 is coming out tonight at 7 p.m. Central. They're getting better and better. I'm learning kind of a better rhythm as I filmed, as I went on this trip, and giving more comments, and they're getting a little bit funnier as we're both kind of losing our minds out there living in the woods and on the river, kayaking all day and trying to make progress. So stay tuned to that. I will be watching with you, so you guys can comment and ask me questions as you're watching. There will be my music featured in these videos, music that I wrote and composed and recorded in a home studio. That's the soundtrack of some of these videos. All the music in them so far has been my music, and it's just royalty-free music. It's not that it's like great or anything like that, but yeah, I just plug it all in there, and it fits actually kind of nicely. So yeah, that's coming out tonight, 7 p.m. Central. Watch live with me. I want to do a new segment. Like I said, things are kind of evolving a little bit, and while you guys are coming in and watching live, tell me what state you're watching from or what country you're watching from, so I can kind of interact with you guys and know who's watching and where you guys are from. But I want to do a new segment in these coffee talks, and that is, you know, we're so inundated with crappy news, right? Like just news about Omicron and Delta and politics and this and that and economies and all this crazy junky stuff, right? It's a bunch of crappy, depressing news. I want to do something a little bit, break the mold a little bit. I want to read to you some funny news in every coffee talk, okay? So I did a little hunting around, and I found a funny news story. Here's the title of it. A broken toilet on SpaceX capsule means astronauts will return to Earth wearing diapers. That is the truth. Now look at these guys. Look at these. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it here. See these guys? Right here. These are astronauts that were on SpaceX and their voyage to outer space. And they, in this photo, are wearing diapers. I just think that's amazing. Like these guys are like seasoned veterans, probably like Air Force veterans. I mean, these guys are like, they're brilliant scientists and engineers and pilots and all this stuff, but they strapped on diapers. And that's just so amazing to me. It's just like, wow. In recent memory, I've never done that, and it's like, I imagine that would be a very humbling experience, you know, like, and not only that, like putting on a diaper, but then like the entire world knows about it. Hey Joyce, good morning from cloudy Northeast Iowa, 2 inches of snow, wow. Okay, that's really crazy. None of my sons have ever seen snow, and it's rare that I see snow, but I'm here in southern Alabama, it's 52 degrees out, but good to see you, and thanks for chiming in this morning. Well, these guys are strapping diapers on themselves as they're coming in. I mean, they're steering and they're piloting billion-dollar aircraft, right, through space, wearing diapers. I think that's just so fascinating. It says the journey back to Earth from space is never easy, but the astronauts aboard the SpaceX capsule coming home Monday will have an extra challenge to deal with. No working toilet. The 4 members of SpaceX crew Dragon Endeavour will be wearing diapers as they splash down in order to prevent anything else from splashing too. That's some good writing right there. So yeah, it's very fascinating. That's your funny news for the day, though. And yeah, I think that's a good segment included in these coffee talks. I think we'll try to do that from now on. Find some funny news. But yeah, one of the things I also like to do, hey Shay, welcome back. It's good to see you again. I know you were on last week. It's snowing where I am, but it will melt by morning. Yeah, okay. Very interesting. Yeah, one of my sons, Eli, my middle son, he is always badgering me about going to see snow. The poor kid's never seen snow in person. Never. And he's always like, Dad, can we go see snow this year? And I have no idea where to go to see snow. In northern Alabama, there's a place, like a park, where people go and they pay money to I don't know what they do, ski or snowboard. So maybe we'll try to do that this year, and maybe we'll make a YouTube video about it. You have a bunch of bunch of southern people who have never seen snow interacting with snow for the first time. That sounds to be like, might be a good YouTube video. Well, at this point, what about survival tips in the snow? Oh man, that'd be, I don't have any survival tips in the snow. I would just die. I'm sorry. Yeah, that would not be good. Well, this is the point, this is the part in the coffee talk where I like to do a very important thing, and that is read negative comments, read mean comments. Yeah, that would be very fun, Joyce, for my boys. You're right. I should do that. So I found a mean comment on our YouTube channel, and I like to read mean comments because, number one, I don't think people realize that I read all the comments on my YouTube channel. People just like comment, and it's really easy to say something kind of mean when you're behind a keyboard, something a little bit rude, right? And there's not this person-to-person like interaction. So people kind of like, it brings out the worst in them when they can comment something on a YouTube channel and they get to remain anonymous. Well, I like to reverse that. I'm gonna change that a little bit today and with every coffee talk, because I read the mean comments and I read them publicly. So, and I talk about them. But this came from Sally Grover. And Sally Grover is commenting on one of my tiny house builds, one of the tiny houses that I built. And she's saying, and then this video, let me kind of set the stage a little bit here. In this video, what I'm doing is I'm going through photos. I made a slideshow, and I'm narrating on top of the photos of this tiny house build. And that's all it is like photos and then me narrating on top of it. And she says the following. She says, "Let's talk. Show the house." And I'm like, wow, okay. That's a very crucial part of this video, though, is like me talking about what I'm building. And then so I responded the following. I said, "Oh wow, so sorry that I talked. It will never happen again. I hope you were able to endure long enough to see the house and all the hard work I, the talking guy, put into it." So anyways, there you go, Sally. I read your comment. I validate your comment. I appreciate that you have a platform to express negative feelings about how I produce my videos. I value you as a human being, and yeah, I appreciate your feedback, and it means a lot to me. I think you're probably a very nice person and probably a very delightful human being. So we should meet in person sometime. All right. And at this point, I like to read. I like to read a nice comment. So with that, I need to go over, I didn't find a nice comment that I wasn't prepared for it this morning, but I'm gonna find one for you guys. There's lots of nice comments, and I'm gathering supplies to build a Vardo. Oh, very cool, very cool. That's interesting. I've never built a Vardo before. Let's see here. A nice comment. Nice comment. Oh, here's one. Someone commented on when I was kayaking around in Emerson Point Preserve down in Southwest Florida. They said, "Great video. Can't wait to visit." That's awesome. Thank you, Rain Crusette, I believe it's pronounced. Thank you, Rain. That's a very nice comment. And yeah, you should visit Emerson Point. It's a beautiful place. Well, I want to talk about another issue that I see arising in the YouTube world. And that is this idea that if you remove the dislike count on every video on your platform, YouTube, that somehow it will make the world a better place. You guys may have noticed this. Hey, look at any video on YouTube. You've noticed that you can see how many people like your videos, but you can't see how many people dislike your videos. Now, I think that this is dangerous, and this is unproductive. This is creating a world where you're making people believe this illusion that the world does not have any pain or suffering. So we're creating this generation of people that have such a thin skin, where any sort of criticism or negative feedback or meanness even or rudeness is somehow going to be portrayed, or it's interpreted as physical violence. And that's really unfortunate. So I think a painless life, a life without suffering of any kind, it's going to produce more suffering. It's going to produce real intense suffering, because all that's going to catch up with you. I mean, how many of you have gone through life, and for me, I've made it 37 years in life, and I've endured all kinds of suffering, right? Life is full of this like real suffering and pain and negativity sometimes, and but then it's punctuated obviously with like great moments of fulfillment and happiness and joy and laughter and positivity. But that's just life, right? That's just how we navigate life. And it's great to have like positive relationships around you and friendships and family to help you navigate through that. But if you create and you harbor this environment, and you know, with your own children even sometimes we tend to do this, like, hey, I want you to wear like a bubble suit when you go outside, and you know, don't ever come in contact with dirt because that will kill you. Like, if we do this with our children and we prevent them from really coming in contact with any sort of pain and suffering and hardship, then what we're doing is we're setting them up for even more pain and suffering when we're not there their every step and their every action and every word or whatever to shield them and insulate them from anything negative. So I think YouTube is doing that, and I think YouTube is making a big mistake by removing all these dislike buttons. The biggest outcome, the biggest setback that this has created is that Rebecca Black's It's Friday video no longer has this like massive disproportionate amount of likes to dislikes, and that is like an iconic moment, an era in internet history just gone overnight. Because if you go to Rebecca Black's It's Friday video, it's just astonishing how many dislikes that video had. And yeah, I think Joyce says, I think it's because our children or grandchildren live in a virtual world. Yeah, they do. They do live in this like weird virtual world sometimes. And you know, I think humans need suffering for happiness. We need to suffer to feel like fulfillment. It's this weird subconscious thing that we need. That's why there's these whole like stores and industries geared around getting people outside to camp in the wilderness and in the woods. Why would human beings enjoy hiking up a mountain, which is suffering, and sleeping in the woods and cooking their food over a fire? All that's like so impractical, and all that is like suffering, right? You're sleeping on the ground, and you're trying to figure out, you know, this whole idea of this whole industry of like gear and backpacking stuff. It's like this whole industry is geared around finding a balance where you just suffer a little bit, but you mitigate that suffering at the same time. And I think that that's a good and healthy thing for humans to endure, is like a little bit of hardship, because it helps us appreciate moments of success and positivity. Jim says, I saw that but didn't understand why. Thank you for exposing that. You make such a great point. Thank you. So yeah, here's a really good example. I have a video on my YouTube channel, and you guys can go there and look at it. But it is a video that got quite a few dislikes. Let me see if I can find it here. It's a video of me showing people how to kill wasps or yellow jackets with soapy water. Let me see if I can find it when I published it. Okay, yeah, I published it 3 years ago, and it is called Why I Quit Using Wasp Spray. Here it is.
The thing about this solution is it kills wasps.
Okay, so let me pause this. I published it on August 2nd, 2018. It's had 571,000 views. It's got 23,000 likes, but I can't see how many dislikes it's gotten now. I can go into the analytics, I think, and I can actually see that. Here, I'll do it right now. I'm going to go into the analytics of this video and tell you how many dislikes this video has. So this video has had, ooh, how do I see that? Audience engagement. I see, I don't even know if I can. Okay, here it is. I think I found it. I want to see, since the video has been published, how many dislikes this video has had since uploaded. Okay, I can't really tell. That's the thing, is like I can't really tell how many likes it's had. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. So I've had 23,000 likes. I remember that video. It was the first video that turned me on to you guys. Funny, I love that video. That's awesome. Thank you, Jim. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that video and the origins of it here in a minute. So I've had around 24,000 likes and 2,000 dislikes. That's a 92% like versus dislike ratio. That's probably my lower video in terms of likes versus dislike. But here's why. Because in that video, I say over and over, hey guys, if you don't want to see me killing wasps, then just change the video and don't dislike. I said that right there in a variation of those words, probably like 5 times in this video. And it told people, wait, he's telling us not to dislike. Oh, we're gonna dislike this video. And that's what happened. That was the natural outcome of that video. I was still learning how to do YouTube and learning how to interact with people on YouTube. And I learned through people's comments and feedback and dislikes that, hey, if you tell people not to do something a bunch of times, it's just human nature. They're gonna wanna do it. They're gonna wanna be like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and hit that dislike button, right? So I learned through that. And now when I make a video, the like versus dislike ratio is upwards of 98 to 100%, because I'm not going around being like, don't dislike this video, I'm gonna kill an insect in this video. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying, hey guys, if you appreciate this video, give it a thumbs up. And that's it, and I move on. But people just wanna see content. They don't want their behavior predicted or dictated. But that's a good example of how dislikes and me being able to see the dislikes and you being able to see the dislikes, that teaches me something. And yeah, it's painful when people dislike my video, but it's like, I mean, not really that painful. It's just video, right? It's not the real world per se. It doesn't hurt me physically, but it helps give me feedback to where I can adjust how I make videos and the content of those videos. Otherwise, I'm living in like this weird, like alternate reality where like there's no negative feedback and everything's just happy-go-lucky, and I'm making awful content and I'm like, why is no one watching my videos? How can I adjust? So anyways, that's it. But yeah, Jim, thank you for watching that video. And my son Noah and I put that video out really quick, and I had no idea that over 500,000 people would watch that video. It's just crazy to me. But it was a fun video to make. And yeah, so that's a new thing I see emerging on the YouTube scene there. Other videos we have coming up, I just bought a new knife because people have been telling me, hey, you should go in and buy this knife and do a torture test. A lot of people have been watching these knife torture test videos, like the one we just did most recently. I bought a USMC K-Bar fighting knife, and I bought a Chinese version and I bought an American version. And I battle tested them and torture tested each of them, and just to see which one would come out on top. Well, I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna keep making those kinds of videos because people seem to like that stuff. Although I'm not a big, like super big knife guy. I have way too many knives than I should have, but I love knives, but that wasn't the original intent of this channel. So I went ahead and swords, yeah, I did do a sword actually, a sword video. But I went ahead and bought this at Walmart. It is a $10 knife. It's made by Camillus, and I'm gonna destroy this knife. I've already started a little bit of this knife, and I started filming a little bit. But this is gonna be the last time you're gonna see this knife in this kind of shape right here. So I'm gonna battle test this thing and torture test this poor $10 Walmart knife. That video is on the horizon as well. It might be, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks out before it actually gets published. But, well guys, thanks for watching me on Coffee Talk number 10. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any feedback, positive or negative feedback on how we can better these coffee talks and better engage each other in these conversations, I would love to hear it. So comment below, and yeah. Looking forward to more of these, and I'll see you next Sunday at 9 a.m. Central Time right here for Coffee Talk number 11. Don't forget, tonight at 7 p.m., day 3 of my 9-day adventure to the ocean. It's gonna go live. Watch it with me. I'll be watching right there with you, and Noah will be sitting next to me as well. Thank you. Have a good morning as well, Jim. Appreciate your watching and your feedback. See you guys. Have a great day.